places to go, actually, West Ham away. They don't drop many points at home, West Ham. They've already beaten Liverpool and Chelsea there this season, so that it's a tough venue and playing well. So I have to say I don't give them a huge amount of hope, especially what I saw the last hour, 70 minutes of the performance against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. At Selhurst Park. Well, they weren't that good. That's a praise. Saying they were a disgrace. They were all over the pitch. Yeah. All over the pitch, second best.
Have they got the players for a fight? Because they're in one massively. Have they got the players for it? When you look around that dressing room, when you look around that team.
But right now, you'd have to say no, wouldn't you? You'd have to say no. On paper, when you look at the team,
gone there, and he's like,
when you look at the team, though, it's a team that should be minimum halfway, minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a team bereft of any confidence. You know, the second goal they scored, I said to you last night, Jay, the second goal they conceded against Crystal Palace, well worked from Crystal Palace down the left-hand side, really well worked, but it was so easy, too easy to play against right now. That Everton, and that kind of tells you that they don't really have the fight right now. So that's really worrying.
Everton fans, get in touch. I want to hear from you. 03717 223344. Have you got the fight? Have you got the stomach for this relegation fight? Because you are bang in trouble. West Ham as well, by the way. 7th in the table. Dropped away, Jace.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You know, I think West Ham fans are going to be disappointed. I said it earlier on in the season in January, and when they had the time to strike, to go and get the players where it could have kept them in and amongst it. And they didn't do it. And now you've seen that they're falling away. Is there any West Ham fans that they're actually going to be disappointed if you finish 7th this season?
Well, that's really, when you look at the teams above them, all those teams above them should finish above them.
Why?
Because they'll have a bigger budget, they've got deeper squads, they've got more experienced team. Remember, you look at...
Yeah, but they were there, Jason.
They were.
But the players, they're brilliant.
It's a marathon, everything. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, but okay, but in your marathon, when you get halfway, and you realise, wow, I'm putting in a decent time here. I'm flying.
Yeah, but,
I want a Lucasade. Give me a Lucasade. Give me something. Give me an.
You know what's happened?
That's going to keep me
going.
going.
You put too much in the first half of the race. 13 miles in.
No, but West
Ham
haven't put enough.
They've hit the wall.
They hit the wall. Exactly. They've hit the wall, but they need something. They needed something to go through the wall.
You ever done a marathon?
No,
I haven't even raced. So I don't.
Yeah, well, your knees. But you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
In January, you had the opportunity to sign some top players.
They did,
and they didn't take it, and they give it the whole, it wasn't the right people, it wasn't the right time, and it wasn't the right price. Rubbish. Get the players in that you need to get you over the line to stay in them spots. You could have been Tottenham or Arsenal this season. You could have got right amongst it, and they fell away. They've finished 7th, and they'll get to the end of the season the same old rubbish.
I still think that's a decent season for West Ham.
Yeah,
I still think it's decent.
But I think they'll be disappointed.
Well,
it could be better.
It
could be better.
It could have been better, but there's a lot of traffic now, and I think probably with the squad and the lack of depth that you just alluded to, it's probably a lot of people anticipated and predicted that this kind of thing would happen.
Yeah, but I think West Ham fans are going to be angry at that because they've done it on the cheap again. Yeah, that's the problem with the owners. They've done it on the cheap, and they're relying on David Moyes being a brilliant manager and getting a group of players together with a great backroom staff and that club pushing forward, right? But they've done it on the cheap. Spend the money. And you could have got two or three top quality players in. Yeah, they might. I just wonder amazing, and I hope they do.
I wonder what they'll do now, West Ham, because the top 4 hasn't gone mathematically, but the last 5 results, 2 defeats, a draw, and a couple of wins in there, they've fallen off that pace, and the pace that Arsenal and Spurs have kind of set recently. So they've fallen behind them. I just wonder whether they'll put all those eggs into one basket. All
right, West Ham fans want to hear from you. 03717 223344. Let's go to Connor, who's a Manchester United fan. Connor.
Right, Connor.
All right, lads.
How you doing, Connor?
How are you?
Very well, very well.
So we're talking about Harry Maguire, and obviously the massive game at the weekend, playing Leicester City. Are you going to boo him? Does he deserve to be in the team? Does he need some support?
I don't agree with booing any player, to be honest. But I honestly don't. I don't know why we don't just cash out a Harry Maguire. Like, we bought him as an £80 million signing. I think everyone agrees we paid too much. If we had paid 60, he probably wouldn't be getting the stick he does.
Right.
But
who's going to buy him? You're going to. We're going to.
Connor,
you're selling him for 20 million if you're selling him now.
But Connor, you can't sell him now. We're talking at Leicester at home. That conversation we can have in the summer. No one's selling Maguire right.
No, obviously selling them.
No, in the summer.
Was he phone up in the summer, Connor?
He's just chaotic though at the back. I don't know why we don't play Lindelof and Varane. Like we needed Maguire last year because you need a big man and a smaller man. But we have Varane. We don't need the two big men at the back. We have a left-sided centre back who can't pass with his left foot, can only bring it onto his right and try and pass it to the left with his right. Like, your centre-back's supposed to be the stability, the wall at the back, the guy keeping the house safe. And he stresses me out every time he touches the ball. Yeah. I just don't know why we don't play Lindelof instead. Like, time and time again.
Because Lindelof, I just don't think is as good as... If Harry Maguire on his best day is a better football player.
He hasn't had a good day, though, since that Leicester game back in October. Since then, and I was one of his biggest defenders. All my mates are Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans, and all of last year, all of the summer, I was defending him back to the wall because he did it on the pitch. Right. But now and I feel bad, throwing him under the bus, but it's been consistently poor since October, and I just don't know how long we're going to continue like this.
Would you boo him, Connor? You going to Old Trafford?
No. I
never.
Okay,
fair enough. Yeah, okay.
What about top four? Top four, Connor?
Top four is pretty much gone. To be honest, Harry Maguire only plays well in a Liverpool, not in an England top, because he has those two holding centre defensive midfielders.
Yeah, he also has a better manager. He also has a better manager.
Connor, you're saying top four's gone, right? You've still got to play Arsenal, and Arsenal's still got to play Tottenham.
Yeah, it hasn't completely gone.
No. I back us to beat Arsenal. We're a way better team than Arsenal, but we will mess up against the Brighton or at the weekend. We won't win. We won't win all the games we need to win. Because you saw it. We had 3 games in a row where we lost to drew against Burnley, Southampton, and somebody else, bottom table, Watford or something. And we had 72 shots on target, and 3 goals in 3 games.
Yeah.
A 1 in 24 conversion rate.
Yeah. It's not good enough, Connor. I understand what you're saying. Let's go to Stephen, who's an Everton fan. Stephen.
Right, Steve-O.
Hi, how are you?
All right, Stephen. We're talking Everton, massive game on Sunday. It's on game day. It kicks off at 2:00 playing West Ham. Now, look, this is huge, and we're talking about the stomach for a fight. And I just don't know if this Everton squad's got it.
Yeah, I think the most worrying thing for me is the fact that these players are giving their all and the quality is just not there. That's the most worrying part. We've had teams in the past where, they don't, they're walking around all game, but this team are giving their all and they're just not good enough. And that's the most worrying part for me. And I genuinely think this is the season we go down.
Can you really see that Everton down in the Championship?
I know it's something I didn't think I'd be talking about this season, but I mean, it was a useless appointment at the start of the season. I, for one, wasn't even bothered about Benitez as a manager, but you bring him in, it's just going to create a toxic atmosphere yet again, and I just thought it's just useless from top to bottom of that club at the moment, and I just don't think we have the fight to stay up.
What about teams like Burnley? What does Frank Lampard need to do, though? What does he need to do, Steve, to stay in the Premier League? Because I watch him at the minute, Everton, and I feel like he's trying to implement that Chelsea style of play into this Everton side, and I just don't know if it's the right moment yet to do that. You got to fight,
I think you're right.
And horrible.
I think you're right with that. Yeah, the players that we have at the moment, there's zero quality there. I just think it's just, to be honest with you, I really, really do think we're going down, because you've got teams like Burnley who've got experience in this situation where they've got players that'll fight. Okay, this is the challenge. This is what we've got to do. We've got to knuckle down. We're going to stay in this division. And then you've got players for us. And it's just 1 week. You've got the fans behind us just rocking at Newcastle, winning 1-0 in the 100th minute. And the next week getting battered again. And there's just zero consistency in the squad. I just can't see us staying up. And to be honest with you, it worries me that we end up like something like Sunderland, where we just capitulate and end up in League One.
Yeah. Steve.
Sorry, mate. I've just a couple of performances that spring to mind was the Crystal Palace away and Spurs away. 9 goals conceded. Mm-hmm. You thumped them 5-0. Yeah. It was a rout.
It was.
And that those scorelines should really worry you because
Yeah.
you shouldn't go to Crystal Palace and concede 4. You shouldn't go to Spurs. You shouldn't. And these are within the space of 3-4 weeks of each other. This is not. So there's major issues there away from home. And again, like
Would
I said,
you be bothered if they go down, Jace? Super Frank?
would I'd like to see Frank stay up, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. You know, I'd prefer to see.
Hold on, he's a legend of your football club, and you're not going to lose sleep over. You know him personally.
Yeah, but I'd like him to stay up. But I mean, I'd rather play Everton than I would like Norwich.
Yeah. Thanks, Frank.
But you know,
unlucky Frank.
I can't help Frank, can I? What can I do? What do you want me to say? I know you asked me about Everton, the football club.
Hold on, I've just had a message here. Frank said, tell Jason thanks.
I want Frank to stay up. I want him to stay up. But I mean, you know, if Everton go down, Frank will have had definitely had a part in it. But
who would you rather see go down, Burnley or Everton?
Burnley. I won't lose any sleep if Everton go down. Isn't it? What do you want me to say?
Watford, Everton,
Watford. I won't lose any sleep if Everton.
Norwich.
Again, Norwich. Obviously, Norwich go down. I'd rather play Everton.
What Leeds?
I quite like Leeds in the Premier League. I think the fans, you know, they're a nice addition.
A nice addition.
Nice addition to the Premier League. But look, it's in their own hands. Ultimately, they've got the points right now. They've got the games in hand. Make sure you go and get. I think Everton will stay up.
Okay.
I think they will, based on nothing other than the fact that it's just Everton. Brilliant. Based on no evidence.
Absolutely expert analysis.
No evidence whatsoever.
I think Everton stay up. Click that up.
Based on nothing. Based on no evidence. The evidence suggests they go down, by the way. Oh, dear.
Where's Dean Saunders?